Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m., 51 degrees. Thanks for starting your morning with us here on WGRZ Plus, where we're streaming through 9:30 this morning. And we'll begin with some news, and we'll get to Vic Carucci to talk about the Bills in just a moment. But first, we do want to begin with this. We're learning more about a Tonawanda man who died after he was hit by an Amtrak train late Wednesday night. Police believe 63-year-old Michael Lucas tried to walk across the train tracks when the train hit him. The train was carrying passengers to Niagara Falls. None of those passengers was hurt. There's some good news for the former Candlelight Cabinet Factory in Lockport, which will reopen thanks to new investment. The Michigan Street factory closed suddenly because of its previous owner's poor finances. 170 people worked at the plant before it closed. Its new owners plan to rehire 100 skilled manufacturing workers who lost their jobs. The company CEO says $11 million will go toward structural renovations and machinery upgrades. Lots happening this weekend, including Darien Lake opening up for the season. The park opens today. There are some improvements inside with a new Main Street, as they call it, some new landscaping, 500 feet of new Titan track on the Predator wooden roller coaster. I have so many questions about that. I don't know.
What happened to the old track?
I don't know what Titan track is. I don't know if it's going to be a smooth ride on the wooden roller coaster, which is the opposite of smooth. So many questions. If someone goes on it this weekend, let me know whether this new track is just as bumpy as the old track.
I think I know.
Okay.
It's a combo metal and wood, so it gives it a...
Do you think?
I think so.
Okay. Kids 3 to 5 years old can get in for free at Darien Lake for the entire month. And they also are still hiring, so you can apply online if you do want to work at Six Flags. And so you think it will be a combo on...
I know that there's a trend to make wood coasters so you get that kind of classic, rustic, old world feel with still some of the metal smoothness. So you kind of get a blend of both experiences.
Okay.
Okay.
So a little break for your whiplash. Because
you need Tylenol after that. It's a great ride, but it's...
I love roller coasters.
Me too.
I now avoid the Predator because I just, first of all, I'm too old, like to be bounced around like that.
Get it?
But yes, I'm curious about the new Titan track and whether it will allow for a smoother ride.
Or did they make it longer? It's got another curve or another...
How do you just change up
I don't know.
a roller coaster?
Do you know there's a magazine just for roller coasters? Like there's a group. There's like true aficionados of roller coasters.
You know, one of the greatest places to go on roller coasters is a short drive from here.
Cedar Point. Yeah, they've got all the big ones.
Elliot had a baseball tournament in Cedar Point, so all the kids wanted to go there as much as possible between the games. And you have to be the most patient person in the world to bring a group of kids to Cedar Point, because yes, the roller coasters are great, but you have to stand in line for 3 hours.
Oh, are they really long?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. That's frustrating, yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that another day because we have so much to talk about with the Bills, and we've got Vic joining us. Before we talk about the Bills schedule, though, this is just into our newsroom. It's official. If you listen to the Bills games on the radio, we knew that they weren't going to be on WGR anymore, but now we know where they're going to be. They're going to be on 97 Rock. So 97 Rock is now the official flagship station for the Bills games this year. They announced the lineup for who's going to be announcing them. It's Chris Brown doing play-by-play. Eric Wood is the color analyst. And Steve Tasker will be the sideline reporter. A lot of people online already are wondering, what about Sal Capaccio?
Right.
We still don't know what's happening with him. We also do know what the Bills schedule looks like. I'm sure that you've seen the schedule circulating online. The Bills released it. We've got it up on our website. You got to mark your calendars now, maybe plan your days off of work because there's lots of night games, and that means early the next morning. And if you want to go to the night games on a Monday or on a Thursday, you might have to take off from work. So let's divulge. Let's look at all of it right now. They're opening on the road in Houston. Are we going to pull up the graphic? We can have Vic talk about it with us too. But yeah, opening in Houston, short turnaround to open the new Highmark Stadium. The first game at home is a Thursday night game. Primetime matchups on Channel 2 will be Thanksgiving night when the Bills host the Chiefs here at home. Then the second primetime game will be here on Channel 2. Will be a Sunday night showdown in Green Bay in the middle of December. Other primetime games include a trip to LA for Monday Night Football in October. They host the Bears at 8:20 on December 19th, which is a Saturday game. 6 days later, the Bills will be playing in Denver on Christmas, the first time in Bills history that they've played on Christmas Day. That's a 4:30 game. Bye week is week 7, which is probably a good thing since they've got those long trips to LA and Vegas in weeks 5 and 6 right before. But to break it all down for us, tell us about the gauntlet at the end of the season.
Look at the gauntlet at the beginning of the season.
Right. 4 of the 5 first games are all playoff teams.
Right.
So Vic is here with us now. We've talked about it a little bit so far, but Vic, what do you think about this schedule?
There are no two ways about it. Again, the toughness is always measured by last year's accomplishments of all the teams, and that would include the Bills, of course. But here are the two factors at work here. You get a schedule like this with 6 primetime games with these standalone opportunities in the spotlight, and, of course, doing so with the home games in a new stadium. You get those because Josh Allen is the quarterback. But how this team will manage or handle that very difficult challenge is going to be uncertain because there's a first-year head coach, 36-year-old Joe Brady, pushing the buttons. So the consistent success they've had for the better part of 9 seasons under Sean McDermott carried over into the making of the schedule. But the great unknown is how it's all going to look with a new coaching staff in place.
So, all right. When I looked at that schedule, I saw maybe 2 little weaknesses. The Raiders and the Jets Raiders and the Dolphins are back-to-back. And then you have another Jets-Miami back-to-back. But other than that, you've got like these 5-game chunks where victory is not guaranteed, right?
Oh, do we still have Vic? Did we lose him?
You said it well. I heard you guys before. I'm sorry, the beginning of the season, these first 5 games, 4 you mentioned were playoff teams, but all 5 are viewed as teams that are going to contend for the playoffs right off the bat. The other challenge, if you want to look at it from top to bottom, they got 4 sequences of back-to-back road games, 4 times. Only twice are they going to be back-to-back at home. So the travel aspect of it, the night game aspect of it, recovery, all of those types of things. And then, 2 of these trips that they're going to have are out west in Los Angeles and Vegas. And so maybe the Raider game, given they're this rebuilding team under a first-year head coach themselves, could be a little bit of a break. But I don't see much break here. And the holiday games factor into it. Think about that as much as we all probably think about our own lives and the disruption of holidays. Players, coaches, they're human too. They kind of like a little bit of holiday time like the rest of us.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. As Josh Allen is a first-time father and probably wants to be with his family on Thanksgiving and celebrate his daughter's first Christmas. Is that going to be in a hotel room in Denver? I mean, she's too little to
They'll
really
get a little chalet in Estes Park. They'll be just fine.
I mean, Vic, you have to work on Christmas and Thanksgiving. And I know what it's like for my son's father to be working and to be away. And we never wanted a Christmas game because we wanted the family to be together. So, yeah, that human element of, for the team and the players and everyone on the staff and all of the TV stations. There's so many people whose lives are disrupted by holiday games. But yeah, a Thanksgiving game for all of the fans who might be tailgating with, having Thanksgiving dinner in a parking lot could be kind of fun also for the fans.
Oh, it's going to it's going to be very interesting tailgating with, turkeys being fried, and I'd be very careful while, maneuvering around that, by the way. But here's the thing, Melissa, you said that. The family, I signed up, when I signed up to be an NFL writer going way back to the late 70s, and that's how long I've been doing this stuff. Our lives, my wife and I and our family, our kids, you plan it around football. Again, so many others, you've lived that experience too. and it was accepted that the holidays these two major holidays of Thanksgiving and Christmas fall into football season, and football people, anybody knows it, understands it. You plan around it, you deal with it, and it just is. So I long ago accepted that reality of it, but I've heard it discussed by players, coaches through the years, how we think about it as, well, hey, look, you're getting well paid to play a game, well paid to coach a game. Don't whine about the holidays, but you just deal with it.
Hey, Vic, what about the international games? I'm actually kind of surprised that the Bills weren't selected to play one of the many international games this year. Do you think that we can kind of expect that for next year?
I would say so, absolutely. I feel like this year, given that they had 8 home regular season games versus the 9 that they had last year, I think there was a sense of trying to make sure, first of all, that they were at home and that their home game was going to be played at Highmark Stadium. But the goal of this league, you've heard it over and over again, and I think I've said it with you guys by Commissioner Roger Goodell, to have 16 international games every year. That means every team basically involved in the international circuit. The global reach of this league is something that is very high on the agenda because there is extremely strong revenue to be had from that. So will we ever see a time when there are internationally based teams, a European division that's been talked about and thought about? There are a lot of complications to making that happen, the obvious ones we know, but the short of that, if you at least set it up where all the teams play at least one game overseas, that's the NFL's maybe best compromise to accomplish the revenue goal there. Because like the game in Australia, selling out in minutes, and then the secondary market tickets going, for massive money.
Yeah. I have a quick question. So Vic, speaking of travel, Australia is one thing. But just about the Bills' travel this season compared to last. Last year, there was a lot of talk about how the Bills did not have to travel very far. They had all of their away games were kind of close to home. This year, very different. Does that 5-hour cross-country trip, which they'll do twice, or maybe they just group it into one, is there a real impact on the team and the coaches? I mean, or is that more just like, well, it's a travel like anybody else has to deal with? Or can it really have an impact?
Well, no. Yeah, I think it has an impact, but I think you prepare for that impact. And look, from the earliest days that I covered this game, like I said, starting in the 70s to what I see now, a lot is done with having folks on staff, and every team has this. You're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry that can invest in the people who monitor diets, monitor sports science solutions to, trying to have players take the best care of themselves and monitoring them, through the week. And then the travel experience, trying to make that as comfortable and as much of a secondary issue as just the game. So how you get to the game, make that as easy as possible. But there's always something. It's never really totally easy. We know travel, even in the charter world, it can be challenging, weather delays and so on and so forth. So you never really know what you're going to run into. But here's the thing you said about the trips. 3 of their 4 longest are in the first 6 weeks of the season. That's something to look at. And now you could say, well, they're getting it out of the way at the beginning, sure, but that's a thing. And then look at weeks 13 through 17, 4 out of 5 games on the road. So you guys were talking about brutal start, and I think Melissa said brutal finish. That's where that comes in. Brutal may be too strong a word, but certainly challenging.
Yeah. And Vic, I know we're wrapping up real quickly, but just do you have any thoughts on the Bills changing from GR 550 to 97 Rock? Can you also help us understand why they would do that, and what are your thoughts on it?
Sure. I mean, very simply, my understanding, of course, this all started when the Bills are taking all the broadcast in-house to an app. But they need, under league rules, terrestrial radio affiliation. And in Buffalo, that switched from WGR to 97 Rock because they let all these stations bid on it. Now, my understanding is Cumulus Broadcasting, which owns 97 Rock. I thought I read somewhere in an industry newsletter that this Good Karma Radio, Greg Karmazin, might be moving in corporately to take that over. That would be, I think, a pretty big windfall for that station, which for that company, I should say, which owns 97 Rock. That could be an interesting dynamic here too. But all it came down to, I'm going way out on a limb. Who paid the most money? It's just pretty simple.
Okay. But how can Cumulus do that if they're in a bankruptcy situation? You know, I mean, that's
now if they're being taken over.
Now if that answers that question. Yeah.
That's why I brought up. Yeah. That's why I brought up the other company coming into play. And many years ago, guys, I did the pregame and postgame when 97 Rock. Do you guys remember 97 Rock had the Bills radio rights years ago?
All right, Vic, thank you so much for your insight, your history. We really appreciate everything that you can share with us to break down the Bills schedule and everything Bills related as we're wrapping up Sabre season right now.
Uncle Vic, thank you.
All right, Vic, thanks. And stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick break. Well, today is a special day here at Channel 2. It's the kickoff for our Books for Kids campaign underway across Western New York starting today, aimed at putting new children's books into the hands of kids in need in Western New York. Donations, you can drop them off at Wegmans, any library branch, Paula's Donuts as well. And 2 on your side's Kevin O'Neill joins us live this morning at the Wegmans on Sheridan Drive in Williamsville. Kev, what you got there?
Melissa, I've said this many times. Back me up. I believe the children are our future.
Teach them well and let them lead the way. I agree, Kev. Show them all the beauty we possess inside.
Oh, you guys, stop it.
Yes!
Right?
Thank you. We are here, Books for Kids, Project Flight. Started this 30 years ago, and over the course of time, over 3 million books collected. Channel 2 happy to hop on board in 2009, and it's so interesting to hear the outreach and the impact this program has had. If you don't believe me, listen to this person who's a lot smarter than me, Dr. Nargis Hussain from UB Surgery Center.
Yes, UB Surgery.
Thank you. Okay, and what's your connection to this program?
Sure. So I have worked with Dr. Capella and Project Flight for over 10 years now, providing books to our kids, not only to our kids, but we do a lot of community outreach programs, Black Boys Read Too, UB Drone STEM, Children's Hospital, and just to have that pipeline between Project Flight and UB Surgery.
I think of UB, obviously. You're talking UB in surgery. You're talking about doctors here, but you're working with young children in another program?
Yeah, so the program I run is called UB Drone STEM, and we bring young kids from Buffalo Public School System, both middle school and high school, to actually teach or to learn on surgical equipment that our residents, faculty, and fellows learn to become surgeons.
About 6 or 7 years for this now. Has this making a difference?
It has made a difference. We have a lot of good outcomes. We have had kids who have gone through our program and have come back to be in our medical school, have become nurse practitioners at Kaleida Health. It's a great program.
Well, wonderful. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Thank
I appreciate
you so
it very much. Wonderful. And again, you hear stories like this all the time, don't you, Doc?
All the time. It's amazing what these people do for children.
Over 3 million books. Okay, so when the books are collected, we're going to collect tens of thousands this year, thanks to the Channel 2 viewers and everybody else. What's next? What happens to the books then?
Well, the books are going to come to the book bank, and then we're going to sort them. And then we have so many orders for books. We have schools, we have teachers, we have the homeless shelters, believe it or not, Haven House, Salvation Army, United Way. We get calls every day. Can you help us, please? And we do.
What's your favorite story about this?
Well,
go ahead. We got time.
Okay. My favorite story is a teacher who called me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how she got my name or my number, okay, but she did call. She goes, Dr. Capella, can you help us? This is a school on the east side of Buffalo. She said, the children, she said, it's not that we don't have books, they just don't read it at grade level.
Okay.
So, sure, they have 4th grade books.
You didn't have the right books.
They're not the right books. So within 24 hours, we went to the school and we gave every classroom age-appropriate books for that level. 100 books, probably 26 classrooms.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. And thank you for everything you're doing, Doc. I
You
appreciate
bet.
it very much.
You bet.
Betty and Jerry, Doctors Baird and Capella. And again, Channel 2 has been part of this for quite some time. Of course, other outstanding partners, including Wegmans. If you can't make it here today, 5275 Sheridan Drive, the Williamsville Wegmans, then you can go to your favorite Wegmans at Erie and Niagara County between now and the 22nd. Also, the Buffalo News, their location, which is now at the Larkin building. Any Paula's Donuts, grab one from you when you're there. And let's see, there's one more. This is Buffalo News. Thank you very much. So what was the other one? Tom's Restaurant is part of it as well, of course. So come on by and be a part of this event. And again, 30 years for the program, and we've collected over 3 million books over the course of time with this, Melissa.
Kevin, that's wonderful. And one of the books that you showed there is Oh, the Places You'll Go with Dr. Seuss. That is such a good book for every child to have.
Do you know
There's one phrase, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose.
How do you remember that?
That's stuck with me. And that's a book that you can give a graduate.
I was just going to tell you, I got that book from my father when I graduated from college.
Right.
I got it as a 21-year-old.
I thought the locations that I didn't mention, Buffalo and Erie County Public Library, all their locations, you can buy a book there as well. That's what I forgot.
Okay. Yeah, lots of locations. We got all of that info on our website. But again, if you need a graduation gift, give someone that book.
It's great. Like you said, it works at any age.
Yeah.
It's applicable to a kindergartner or to a master's
really
earner.
Beautiful words in that book
Right.
and in so many others. So we are really passionate about reading here on Daybreak. And so make sure that you, if you can, donate a new book for our
Quote
books
that
for
again.
kids.
I want to hear that was beautiful.
You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose.
Wow.
Dr. Seuss.
Well said.
Profound.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, let's talk Sabres. It was an early surge yesterday, but like so many games that we've seen in the postseason, the Sabres went downhill at the end of the game, and now they're on the brink of elimination after that 6-3 loss last night to Montreal at Game 5. So they need to win 6 and 7 in order to advance. Well, despite the weather not being the best last night, Sabres fans just did come out to Canal Side and to the party in the plaza, but they all watched the game in the cold. And while it was a tough loss, fans know that if the team keeps fighting, they can make a comeback.
It was a great start. I think the boys got it. They just got to stay on it. Keep putting the pressure on. That's all you can do.
We need to score. We need to stop conforming to their style of game and, play our style of game. Get the win.
We really do. We really do. We got to stop conforming to ours. We got to look towards ourselves, man. We got to look into the city. We really do.
I'm feeling pretty bad. We didn't play the best, but I feel like we're going to win it in Game 6 and take it back here and win it in Game 7. Let's go Sabres.
Those were classic fans.
They're
Right out of Central Casting.
all right. Game 6.
I love it.
Is tomorrow night in Montreal at 8 o'clock. But a lot of fans, including me and Pete, got tickets.
You guys are going. Good.
Yeah, we got
I
tickets
applaud
to
you
go
guys.
to the watch party
Awesome.
in the arena. I think it's
That
going
is
to be
so
a great
cool.
environment. Elliot's
Yes.
super excited. He's going to bring a friend. $5 tickets, all going to
Oh,
charity.
and so you pick your seats. You don't.
It's general admission.
So you just go. You want to get to the 200.
So they open the gates at 7, and the game starts at 8. Yes, I'm going to go straight for the 200s because I think it's looking like straight on to the Jumbotron. It'll be fine, and you can move around too. So if you don't like your seat, then you can move around. So I don't know. It's going to be a first for everyone to see what this experience is like. But I do want to be surrounded by fans, especially if they win. Now, if they lose, it'll be pretty depressing walking out of there. Now, we do know the schedule for the next round of the playoffs. If the Sabres lose, then the Canadiens and Carolina would play on Tuesday. If it goes to a Game 7, then the first game of the next round, hopefully with the Sabres in it, would be Thursday. So they would play Saturday, Monday, and then Thursday.
And Carolina last played when it was snowing.
The 9th was their last game.
Crazy, the break
Yeah.
that they're getting. Well, it's, I vibes. I feel like the vibes of this series have been up and down. Every win, you feel like, oh, let's go. Every loss, you feel like, oh my God, what's happening? And
it's bonus hockey for Sabres
yeah,
fans
that's
right now.
true.
We've
That's
never
true.
expected to get this far in December. Ride it, enjoy it, and be grateful that we finally did break that 14-season, 15-year playoff drought. And the Sabres have proven themselves that they really deserved to be in the playoffs. They weren't embarrassed at all.
No, but the one thing, and I heard this from Pete, I heard this from a few people, that there was a couple of times where last night's game, the Sabres kind of looked like October Sabres.
Yeah, but Tage and Tuck aren't playing well.
No.
And if they did, then
Right.
I think that they'd have a better chance.
Well, just the mistakes
but
they're
you
making.
could say that every team makes mistakes here and there. I'm not as negative about it as some others are. I think that teams are going to have, that's why it's best of 7. It's not a one and done.
And nobody's won 7 yet.
Nope.
So.
Okay, finally, like 20 seconds left. Lots of graduations this weekend and everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our boss's son is graduating.
CJ, congratulations.
From Bonaventure. There could be some showers for the southern tier Sunday morning, but by graduation time, you're fine. Tomorrow afternoon, a few showers.
And enjoy 80s next week. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend and go Sabres.